In a world that often makes us feel disconnected from everything and everyone, it's natural that many people don't know how to deal with such emotions. This can lead to despair. But have you ever considered that moments of isolation are not random, but are directed by the universe for some deeper reason? What if there are unique opportunities hidden in these seemingly lonely states waiting to be discovered? Today we will dive into this topic and try to understand why the universe may be guiding us into loneliness and what important life lessons can be learned from it. Feeling loneliness is a complex yet valuable emotion. It's a chance to build a deep relationship with yourself. At times like these, it can be as if the universe is purposely nudging us to embrace our own company. It may seem like a cliché, but the most important and rewarding company we can create is company with ourselves. In those moments, there are no distractions, no outside voices or opinions that drown out our inner voice. When you are alone with yourself, you have the opportunity to hear yourself more clearly. It's a time to ask important questions. Who am I when no one is looking at me? What do I really like? What do I dream about? What am I afraid of? This is a golden moment to truly know ourselves, because the answers we seek are already within us. The more comfortable we are with our true self, the less we need external validation. As I said in the previous video, being alone helps us strengthen our connection to ourselves, which becomes especially important when we are surrounded by other people. Our true self is often hidden behind the masks we try on under the influence of others. We adopt their attitudes, habits, even dreams, turning into what others want us to be. However, in moments of loneliness, the universe gives us a rare opportunity to stop and listen to our own desires and aspirations in silence. It is a time when we can clarify our own perspective, free ourselves from external influences, and assess whether our beliefs and goals truly reflect who we are. Solitude is the perfect time for deep introspection. At this time we can ask ourselves important questions. What are our true desires and aspirations? What really drives us? Perhaps many of the beliefs we take for granted are actually imposed from the outside. At times like these, we can reassess our value system and keep only those that truly resonate with our inner self. This is like a kind of detox for the soul, a cleansing process that brings us into harmony with ourselves. Solitude is also a time when we begin to realize our strength. When being strong becomes the only option, new possibilities open up before us. Isolation becomes a spiritual exercise, a life skill that allows us to find solutions and make important decisions on our own. This time teaches us to genuinely care for ourselves, to develop independence and self-confidence. Independence is not just freedom from outside influences, it is a skill that allows us to navigate life with confidence. When we stop depending on others for self-actualization and finding happiness, there is a new sense of freedom. We no longer need others to complete us or solve our problems. This sense of autonomy opens up new horizons for us where we can live our lives to the fullest without being bound by the expectations of others. But solitude is not meant to make us withdrawn or cut off from the world. It is a preparation for deep and authentic relationships based on unconditional love and respect. When we learn to love ourselves and accept ourselves for who we are, we begin to attract people into our lives who complement us rather than complicate our lives. Our connection to others becomes deeper and more meaningful when we build relationships based on respect for ourselves and others. This path of self-awareness and self-love leads us to a more enlightened state in which we realize our worth. We bring integrity to our relationships without seeking validation from the outside. This is not just a path to love, but to deeper, more authentic connections with others. When we find someone who resonates with our inner self, every encounter and interaction becomes more valuable. However, the wisdom gained in solitude helps us discern what we are willing to accept in our lives and what we are no longer willing to tolerate. In such moments, we realize what self-respect is. When we gain true knowledge of our intrinsic worth, we begin to stand firm, not allowing anyone to belittle us or impose their terms on us. This inner awareness allows us to set clear boundaries, an act of self-love that benefits everyone involved in the relationship. Healthy boundaries transform our relationships into balanced and harmonious bonds. It creates an environment where mutual respect and love can not just coexist, but thrive. As I said earlier, setting boundaries is not an act of selfishness, but an act of self-love. Contrary to popular belief that solitude alienates us from others, it actually helps us to understand them more deeply. Time spent alone paradoxically increases our capacity for empathy. Think about it, how can a person understand the complexity of another's feelings if they are unable to understand their own? When we spend time in solitude, we get to know ourselves better, our weaknesses, strengths, dreams and fears. This deep self-awareness allows us to become more sensitive to the experiences and emotions of others. Thus, solitude is not only an opportunity to get to know ourselves better, but also a way to learn to understand others on a deeper level. It is a path to inner freedom and harmony that allows us to build more conscious and fulfilling relationships. Self-love is the foundation from which our deep understanding of others begins. The more we strengthen our relationship with ourselves, the higher our emotional intelligence becomes, allowing us to better understand the complexities of human relationships. It's a simple formula: we can only give what we have in abundance. When our inner reservoir of love and self-care is full, we can generously share those feelings with those around us. Time alone becomes a precious opportunity to fill that reservoir by cultivating self-love and respect. Loving ourselves lays a solid foundation for how we want and deserve to be loved by others. This profound inner transformation not only makes us better partners in relationships, but also helps us become more compassionate, caring, and understanding friends and family members. As a result, our relationships are no longer mere commitments, they become joyful and sincere connections. The love we give becomes genuine and boundless, creating a chain reaction of positive change in our connections with others. In moments of loneliness, we may wonder why a divine force or the universe has placed us in a situation where we seem to be alone. This feeling of frustration and discouragement may be hiding something deeper underneath. What if this period is not a manifestation of abandonment, but a divine invitation to deepen our spiritual connection? Perhaps the universe is not isolating us to leave us alone, but to allow us to go deeper into our spiritual selves. When we are alone, devoid of distractions and external pressures, we stand on the threshold of the divine. In this silence, truths that may have previously eluded us are revealed. We realize that we are never truly alone. The universe, God, or whatever higher power we believe in is always there to guide us. In these moments of loneliness, we can begin to seek out practices that nourish our souls, whether it be prayer, meditation, or reading sacred texts. These practices become not an obligation, but a deep need that resonates with something within us. Through these practices, we find a calmness unattainable in the hustle and bustle of society or in fleeting pleasures. This calm becomes our refuge, a source of strength to which we can turn at any moment, wherever life takes us. As a result of the spiritual connection we make in solitude, our sensitivity to the world around us is heightened. We begin to perceive subtle signs and messages from the divine that may have previously gone unnoticed. These messages may manifest in unexpected synchronicities, dreams, or sudden intuitive insights. As we deepen our spirituality, we become attuned to these divine touches that gently guide us to our true path. These signs are not just random coincidences. They are recognized as divine guidance, gently leading us in a direction that resonates with our soul. It is a path that is aligned with our deepest desires, values, and who we are. Solitude, as difficult as it may seem, is a unique gift. It is not a means of avoiding life's difficulties, but a tool for overcoming them through an enhanced connection to the divine. In this sacred retreat, we have the opportunity to view life's difficulties from a position of co-creation with the divine. Ultimately, we ourselves are expressions of the divine. The universe in its wisdom invites us to embrace this divine connection, and through it, to overcome difficulties while revealing the beauty of each moment of life, even the most challenging ones. Accepting solitude as a gift allows us to rethink our lives and our relationship with the world. We become not just contemplators, but active participants in our own destiny, working in harmony with the divine. When we perceive solitude as an opportunity for spiritual growth, it opens before us depths of inner peace and strength that cannot be found in the hustle and bustle of everyday life. Thus, each period of solitude is not a test, but a preparation for deep personal and spiritual discoveries. We learn to trust ourselves and the universe, realizing that every moment, whether joyful or sad, has value and meaning. Resilience is a key aspect of our life journey. The adversity and setbacks we face are not punishment, but stepping stones on the path of personal growth. As I always say, the universe doesn't send us challenges to break us, but to teach us resilience and perseverance. Every challenge is an opportunity to become stronger, to know ourselves more deeply, and to develop qualities that will help us overcome life's obstacles. It is important to realize that every challenge is not an obstacle, but a detour that leads us to a greater understanding of ourselves and the world around us. In moments of pain and disappointment, I encourage you to not just experience these feelings, but to realize your inner strength. Use such periods to develop a resilient spirit that can face life's storms with dignity. Sometimes the universe intervenes to redirect us to a better path, especially when life seems to have stopped. This can be a signal that it's time to reevaluate your goals and dreams. Solitude helps us to better recognize whether our current path is in line with our true calling. Solitude becomes an important tool for deep reflection. We often rush through life, chasing future accomplishments or looking back on the past with regret. However, moments of solitude allow us to stop and appreciate the beauty of the present moment. Not only does it provide an opportunity to realize the value of the current moment, but it also helps heal deep wounds. Traumas are part of the human experience, and unless we recognize and work with them, they continue to affect our lives. In such moments, the universe guides us on a path of healing, giving us the opportunity to heal those wounds that may have become embedded in our essence. Traumas, whether deeply personal or passed down through generations, require our attention. When we take time for solitude and spiritual reflection, we can realize that it is our job to interrupt this cycle of pain. Sometimes when we face such challenges, we may wonder, why did this happen to me? Why now? The answer is actually simple: because we are ready. The universe never gives us challenges we can't handle. We already have the inner resources, awareness and spiritual tools to face these traumas and begin the process of healing them. In solitude, we gain the strength to break the cycle of pain and turn it into valuable lessons and wisdom. This process is not only personal healing, but a transformation on a deep level that helps not only us, but our descendants as well. We become the very chain that interrupts and reverses centuries of suffering, turning it into light and strength. So, dear friends, believe in the process and trust in your own strength. Loneliness is not a punishment, but a gift that is given to us for healing and deep transformation. When we go through this process, we realize that we were never truly alone. The universe has always been with us, supporting and guiding us with love and care. The divine believes in our ability to heal, love and transform not only our own lives, but the lives of those around us. This moment of solitude is your personal gift, so accept it with gratitude and cherish it. Thank you for taking this journey with me. If this message resonated in your heart, I invite you to like, subscribe to our channel and share this video with others so they can benefit from this message as well. Don't forget to leave a comment below sharing your thoughts and experiences. Thank you again for joining me. Take care, and until we meet again.